Hey everybody, welcome back live at Drew's house, and this is the best of Afternoon Drive. It is a special edition show we're putting together. We have the great producer here, Sarah Blackstone, who actually had this idea, so I'm going to give her all the credit on this. But it's going to be a fun show about some of the best music performances we've had, because you know how much we love the music shows here. And basically what we've done is, and we had far too many to pick from, but we're going to pick some songs that we liked along the way, tell you a little bit about the artist, and go. So I'm going to get right into it, all right? First one here is a friend of mine, Francoix Simard. He's a local guy now, lives, I believe, in Boxford, but he came on the show, and he started with this one. So I'm going to play you a song that I wrote about my daughter, and his young daughter, I think she's 2, maybe 3 now, but, you know, young daughter. Her name is Zaya. Hello, Zaya. This is a great song that your dad wrote for you. And Francois, I remember telling me, a very sweet story about how he wants this song to live on long after he's gone, and so that his daughter can always listen to it. It was a very sweet story. People loved it. I loved it. Here is Letter for You from Francoix Simard.
You just open your eyes, your first sunrise, so happy to be mommy and daddy, starting this journey, so much love and happy, you're already making me smile, my little sunshine. Thank you for choosing me, even if sometime I'm a little worried, only a state of mind. I'll walk with you, I'll dry your tears, tippy toes in my heart, I'll be more than pleased. Love of my life, love of my life, love of my life. Love you forever, we will get older. Home is you and me, my little Z. My life, love of my life, love of my life.
All right, Francoix Simard, there you go. Outstanding song there, and just a great guy. He does a lot for musicians in the community too. Does a lot of booking, so Francois is a good guy to know. He's a very busy man, but Francois, great guy, and it seems like everybody knows Francoix Simard around here now. All right, we'll move on here, and again, we should always mention this. I do a bad job of this during the regular show sometimes, but this is WJOP LP Newburyport. I am Drew Moholland, and you're listening to Joppa Radio 96.3 for the radio side, and of course, we do the TV and the streaming and all that as well, so we thank you all for the support. We're moving along because this is our special edition live at Drew's house, the best of Afternoon Drive. And I kind of had this job of carving out a set list, and I'm going to go to one of my favorite artists now that we've had on through the years, Psaros, who is just becoming really big time these days. He was on tour with Three Dog Night for a long time. He's opening up for all these big name acts, and pretty much every musician he plays with, those musicians love Jay back, rightfully so. So Jay gets a lot of work and has been traveling all over the country. Very cool. This particular song he played for me, I've seen him play several times out live. He doesn't even always play this at his own shows, and it's a big hit for him, but it's a song called Zombies. And you'll notice the lyrics, very pandemic-oriented lyrics, wrote it during the pandemic. I remember hearing this song for the first time. I saw that he had dropped it. It was popping up on my Spotify, new song from Psaros, and I was on the lake on the boat with my family. We're all hanging out, and I said, let me pull this up. Jay released a new song, and my whole family loved it. We all were singing it all week, and I don't know, we were blasting it on the lake, Moose Pond, big lake, Moose Pond. We were blasting it on Moose Pond one day, and I think really the whole lake probably heard it. So it's a great song, very catchy. It's a big hit for Jay, and I know he likes it as well. This is Zombies by Jay Psaros.
Oh my, the world is ending. Zombies all around my town. Took all the things I needed. Got my head spinning around. Don't say hello to the neighbor. Don't know who I can trust. Don't want to be infected. End up alone because oh my, the world is ending. Found a little peace inside. Goodbye to living in motion. Learn to take it all in stride. Nobody coming to save us. Left here alone to die. Oh my, the world is ending. Gonna be a bumpy ride. You'll never say goodbye to me. I'll never say goodbye to you. You'll never say goodbye to me. Maybe we're living in something we can't define. Feels like political motion taking up all our time. Maybe we're living for something, wasting our precious time. Find a little faith in love, find a little peace of mind. Oh my, the world is ending. Every man for themselves. Ain't got a fearless leader, just got a broken shell. Don't try to visit your family. Don't know who living inside. Can't trust the information. All it's ever done is hide. You'll never say goodbye to me. I'll never say goodbye to you. You'll never say goodbye to me. Maybe we're living in something we can't define. Feels like political motion taking up all our time. Maybe we're living in something, wasting our precious time. Find a little faith in love, find a little peace of mind. Something we can't define. Feels like political motion taking up all our time. Maybe we're living for something, wasting our precious time. Find a little faith in love, find a little peace of mind. Whoa, find a little peace of mind.
All right, Jay Psaros, there you go. You get a chance to see him, whether it's with his band or solo. He is one of the great musicians out there. Really just one of the first ones to come on this show, too, I always talk about. And but Jay does just such an outstanding job live, just one of the best live performers out there. So go see Jay if you get the chance. He knows how much we love him here in Newburyport. All right, another great guest of the show. Been on several times, Charlie Carrozo. West Newbury boy here. If you've been around the music scene, you know Charlie. He's played probably every venue in this area. Unlike Jay is a South Shore guy. Charlie is born here. And Charlie Carrozo did this song called Supply and Demand. So I remember doing this song with him, and we were kind of talking about it before he played it, and he was talking about the story, and this story always stuck with me about this. He was going, this is a little heavy to start the show, I remember, but he said this story is a combination of two stories that he had. One is based on a true story. He was listening to, I believe it was NPR one day, and it was talking about the drug cartels in Mexico, and a little boy had died, victim of gunfire, caught in a cartel fight. And so part of the song is about that true story. And then he had this other story in his head about how the drug trade lends itself here, and the demand side of that, which is the drugs ending up here and the drug epidemic that we have here and that problem. So you'll notice these two stories, and he kind of merges them together, two parts but one song. And Charlie did a really cool job with this. It was a good idea, and it meant a lot to him. And I don't know, he really liked the song. I remember him feeling very strongly about that. I did as well, and we got a lot of listeners who really enjoyed it as well. This is Supply and Demand by Charlie Carrozo.
5 in the morning, so we'd all are rare. Yosiel does what his grandmother says. Stretches his arms as he gets out of bed. Runs downstairs for a kiss on the forehead. Yosiel eats up his fresh fruit and egg. Papa's asleep as his grandmother begs him to wake up and start shaking a leg. Get the board of the school in the US of A. 5 in the morning in old Boston town. She's looking for more, but a man's not around. Lines on the mirror, lines on a frown. When she used to be young, she could handle the calm down. About 35 and she's just getting home. Then one more time and her heart turns to bone. Head hits the pillow, throws down her phone. If there's one thing she hates, it's herself all alone. Papa stumbles downstairs and she knows something's wrong. He ain't been the same since the gangs came along. Been a year since Yosiel's mother's been gone. Sasha a weakness, it wants her so strong. School in El Paso, son's only hope. The only way out of the guns and the dope. Hope for the future's riddled with doubt. School costs money, now the money's run out. It's 8 in the morning, cracks open her eyes. Looks at herself wearing last night's disguise. Shakes out her hair, tells herself lies. On the signs of a problem she don't realize. 8:15 and she's late for work. Tries a man one more time, when he answers she smirks. Trying not to sound desperate, calls him a jerk. She said, I'll meet you at lunch, baby. You want cocaine or perks? Papa sold his soul for his son. Watches him go out for run after run. Never questions where the money comes from. Never stop to worry about the competition. Yosiel's late, so he jumps in the truck. Make it in time if they have any luck. It was the border bridge where the bullet struck. Caught in a crossfire like a sitting duck. The angels pull Papa's soul to the sky. Grandmother screams as the angels they cry. Watches the life run away from his eyes. 8 in the morning, 8 in the morning, 8 in the morning, Yosiel died. Katie goes out that night to get high. Don't care where it comes from or why. Long as she gets what she needs to get by. As long as there's a demand. Long as there's a demand. Long as there's a demand to be a supply. 8 in the morning. 8 in the morning. 8 in the morning. Yosiel dies.
All right, Supply and Demand by Charlie Carrozo. Great guy. And you know what I like about all these musicians here? I have literally every one of them, as good of musicians as they are. I think almost in every case, they're better people. I like that a lot. Charlie Carrozo falls into that category as well. And that was his song there, Supply and Demand. All right, we move on now. We're flying. Yamica Peterson came on this show. Yamica is probably the person on today's show here that I know. I think I've probably known her the fewest amount of months. And here's why. Because I just kind of stumbled upon her. I was doing a thing up in Seabrook, New Hampshire. They were kind enough to invite me on to be a celebrity judge up in Seabrook, New Hampshire for a thing called Seabrook Idol, which was a competition, at the restaurant. They brought people in, whittled it down week by week. And Yamica Peterson won Seabrook Idol. She's a fantastic artist, and she plays everywhere as well. But this is a song, Heaven for You. And she had the guts, while a lot of people were doing covers all the time for this Seabrook Idol and songs that people could sing along to. I loved this about her. She's an original artist, and she said, I'm going to play a song for you that I wrote about my bass player who passed away. And it was obviously a pulled at the heartstrings song. And I think half the place was crying. I think she got emotional about it, as she always does, I think, when she plays this. But Yamica Peterson, this song, Heaven for You. And I don't think it needs further explaining other than that, but it's about her bass player, and you can just tell what a great artist she is. Yamica Peterson.
The tears and the pain is severe when the questions outnumber the answers, and we're all left to wonder what's happening here. Too soon a departure for you. Some of us can't figure out what to do, and in the meantime I'll look to heaven for you. If there's one thing I learned from being your friend, is that life may be short, but the music don't end. And if life is music and music is song, I will keep singing, I'm gonna keep keeping on. In the meantime, I'll look to heaven for you. Promise to you. I remember the things that you taught me to do. I'll keep writing music, I promise you that. And I'll do my best to get out of B flat. But this one we started together. Now I'm on my own, so I'll finish alone. And in the meantime, I'll look to heaven for you. If there's one thing I learned from being your friend, is that life may be short, but the music don't end. And if life is music and music is song, I will keep singing, I'll keep keeping on. And in the meantime, I'll look to heaven for you. If there's one thing I learned from being your friend, is that life may be short, but the music don't end. And if life is music and music is song, I will keep singing, I'll keep keeping on. And in the meantime, I'll look to heaven for you. In the meantime, I'll look to heaven for you.
All right, Yamica Peterson, Heaven for You. Just a beautiful song. Part of the reason why she won Seabrook Idol. She just nailed it that night. I'll never forget it. One of those performances you'll never forget it. Those things, some stick with you, some don't, and that one will always stick with us. And Yamica was great coming in here to play. All right, moving along now. Here's a guy that, another one. One of my favorite things about the show is you kind of talk to people and, maybe you quickly get to meet him out at a show or you talk to him on the phone. But this is a guy I did not know when he was coming in here. Steve Dennis is his name. And he was just recommended to me by a bunch of musicians. And they said, you'll love Steve Dennis. Have Steve Dennis on. So I did. And Steve Dennis blew me away. He was great, just fantastic. And I've gotten a chance to go out to see him several times now on my own, as you should do as well. But Steve Dennis did this song, Annie, and it's funny because I love the song, and I hope you will too. Maybe we know a lot of you did when you heard it the first time around on this show. But Steve tells me I literally went out of my way to ask him separately, can you give me the whole backstory on the song that you do called Annie? And he goes, oh, interesting question, Drew. And here it is. I'll let him kind of explain it. He was at the Whole Foods, he said, years ago, and he fell in love with the cashier. You know the old story, falling in love with the cashier at the Whole Foods. Yes, indeed. He was a little nervous, so he left. He got out of the car. He thought, you know what, I could write a full song about this whole ordeal, and he did. So he made up the rest of the story. He said, Steve Dennis, very cool. He's probably wondering why Drew is asking me about the song Annie right now randomly, but this is why, because I wanted to have the story straight for this show. And again, this show today, folks, by the way, it is live at Drew's house. The Best of Afternoon Drive is our little special here that we're running, playing some of the best performances we've had. We hope you're enjoying our little format. Sarah Blackstone with the idea, producing this, as always, doing a heck of a job. But let's get right to that song, though. Steve Dennis, about that cashier that he fell in love with at Whole Foods and wrote a song about it. Steve Dennis with Annie.
825, please, were the last words that you said to me. I took my groceries and walked out the door. It didn't hit me till I was just about 2 miles away. Well, then I realized I'm left wanting more. Annie B, I'm on my way down 95, repeating just what I wanna say. Don't do this much, but I might as well take a try. I can't risk letting you get away. Fancy were the eyeglass frame that were tucked tight under your auburn hair. They made your eyes shine bright as hell. I'm walking from the parking lot with a smile stretched from ear to ear. But it's bad news that you had to tell. Annie, please, don't you remember me? Oh no. But look at me, don't you know my eyes? I'm about to leave and my heart starts sinking low. Guess I'm now ready to say goodbye. You're thinking about what you just went through. I'll bring something new to you. Not another April afternoon. You see, the flowers start to bloom. The memories jogging back to you. The way the sunlight hit the lawn. As sure as that sun lights up the morn, a new love could find me soon. A new love could find me. Annie, babe, you're on your way down 95, repeating just what you wanna say. Got eyes on me, and you're chasing through traffic signs. You can't risk letting me get away. Won't risk letting me get away.
All right, there you go, Steve Dennis. One of those guys just blew me away in house here. It's funny, I remember talking to my sister afterwards. She had watched the show and said, somewhere along the line, I ran into Steve Dennis too. And she was like, we tried to follow him. I think my sister was living in, I can't remember what town it was that she crossed paths with Steve Dennis. But my sister was a big fan even before I was. So there you go, Steve Dennis. So this was kind of fun. I hope you all enjoyed this. Again, we're going to be doing a few of these along the way, but this is our live at Drew's house, the best of afternoon drive music performances we've had along the way and that we really liked. Big thanks to Sarah Blackstone, the producer on the everyday basis. And we got a special shout out today to Ryan Rothberg, who is in charge of making this show sing here. There's a lot of editing and a lot of cutting and a lot of making me sound good. I was going to say look good, but there's only so much we can do. But Ryan Rothberg doing a great job putting all this together. Thank you, Ryan. And this was a great idea, this little project. So we hope you're enjoying it. I'm going to end with this one. This was kind of fun, choosing the set list that I want to do. It was so hard because we've had hundreds of performances here at this point. I'm going to end, though, with a man who was very generous with his time. He's very busy. Even on the day we had him in, I remember he was busy. He was playing like in Lowell in like just a couple hours, I remember. Like he kind of had to hustle out of here, but he was so generous with his time, which I will never forget. But I'm going to end with him today. Will Dailey is his name. And Will is, I don't know, he's just special, man. Like I went to see him that night in Lowell, and it was one of the best shows I've seen in ages. It might still be my favorite show here in recent times. It was just so good. I remember my wife, Sarah, came. Sarah can be kind of a little bit of a tough critic, too. Like, if she doesn't like something, she'll tell me, or if she didn't love it. She looked at me after the Will Dailey performance and just said, wow, he is damn good. And we just had such a great time seeing Will Dailey. I had such a great time sitting in and talking with him. He's a very down-to-earth guy. I literally went through a phase with Will Dailey where, like, I just couldn't stop listening. I was listening to him and only him, which I sometimes end up in those traps. But it's just one of those guys I just went through this phase with. He's an unbelievable artist. I told him he probably should be a superstar, which he gets a lot, but he has these just really down-to-earth ways of saying things like, I don't really need to be a superstar, though, when I got people like you and just fans. Like, if you connect with one person, that's what it's all about. And just, I don't know, it's just so down-to-earth in that way. So there's a little bit about the artist. This is a song that I'm kind of addicted to recently, and I'll have him play it for you now. It Already Would Have Not Worked Out By Now by Will Dailey.
Remember us in jet streams, high in conversation, strangers in the sky. Who met on a delay, suddenly a red eye racing through the night. I told you about my love who's ready like a harbor as soon as I arrive. Yes, it all gets real when the gear goes down, and it already would have not worked out by now. over Minnesota. You asked to buy my shoulder. I smiled to oblige. In a sudden drop in pressure, I would have put your mask on before I put on mine. So why was I wishing that the tailwind was not on our side, when I know had we never touched the ground that it already would have not worked out by now. Still anytime I feel mistreated, I wonder what it'd be like if we stayed up in the sky. High, high, so high. And some thoughts fly, stand by, waiting in an alternate life, where we take that walk and we buy the house and we get the job and the baby crowns and the taxes break, and I drink too much and the bills pile up and the years roll out, and it already would have not worked out by now. Yes, it already would have not worked out by now. Well, it already would have not worked out by now.
All right, Will Dailey. It already would have not worked out by now. How good is that, right? That's one of his newer ones, too. He's always releasing new music, too. He's got several new songs out, it seems like, all the time. So go check out Will Dailey. There are some gems out there of his. And again, just one of the best live performances you'll see out there, too. Go get it. He's a local guy, Boston guy. So go get a chance to see him. Go do it. Thank you, Will. All right, so there you go. That was our list. That was the little set list that I came up with. Francoix Simard let us off. Psaros, Charlie Carrozo, Yamica, Peterson, Steve Dennis, and Will Dailey. I hope you enjoyed that. I sure did. Those are some great performances right there. Sarah Blackstone came up with this idea to put this little show together live at Drew's house, the best of afternoon drive. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. If you like it, we'll do more of these, and I think we will continue to do more, even if we don't get all the feedback, because we like it, and sometimes that's all that matters. Just kidding. It all does matter what you think, but we like it, so we're probably going to do a few of these. Ryan Rothberg, again, thank you so much, Ryan, for producing this, putting it all together. It's a lot of work to kind of dig up some of these old interviews and put them together and make this one snazzy little show. So I sound like my grandfather, who says snazzy anymore. There you go. Again, this is WJOP LP in Newburyport. For those on the radio, my name is Drew Moholland. You're listening to Joppa Radio 96.3. Hello to everybody at home on the TV, and if you're streaming it on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed this little edition. That's going to do it. We'll do it again someday here, live at Drew's house. The best of afternoon drive. Be well, everybody. Bye-bye now.